Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another No Cap Space post-game show. This one's a little bit different. But before we get into that, Charlie, that's a nice shirt you got on.
I feel like Biles with the home field and the merch. Yo, if you saw Simone Biles all up in the Georgia jacket from home field, and you want to match her fly, you can do that. And we can help you. You can go ahead and use the code. What's the code? No cap 15, and you get 15% off your first purchase. And it's like if you've been rocking with us and you've already gotten your first purchase, you know what you can do. Go tell somebody else, and then or use someone else's email, cash app them, and get 15 off another purchase, and still get your stuff, man. Like, hey,
do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Because look, we're all about upgrading. We're all about upgrading. So you can upgrade your wardrobe. And folks, I think Unrivaled just upgraded women's basketball. We're gonna talk about these games, obviously, but I do want to start off with just like Unrivaled as a whole, the production, the everything about it. I think they set the bar tonight when it comes to having their own studio, when it comes to like just the investment from a broadcast perspective, the no commercials, which I'm going to get into it a little bit later, like different type of things like that. Like this felt like one of the most like like love of the game broadcast in the sense of like there was just basketball on the whole time. Like there was never commercials. There was never really any ads. There was very rare. Like there was a couple sideline interviews here and there. Like we got mic'd up from the coaches, but none of it felt like intrusive to the flow of the game. Like this was just like a wonderful, especially for a first night of doing it and everything. And like, I think there was just a general, I'll get to that, Greer. There was just a general, like, this was just fun, man. Like, this was so much fun. We'll get into the specifics of it, but Shawnee, just like your general, like, thoughts on this first Unrivaled doubleheader.
I loved everything I saw. I loved everything I saw. STEWART, you a fool for this one, because that's that good stuff, man.
Man,
like, hey. See, here's the thing. I gotta apologize because I came into it and I was like, okay, let's see what they're talking about. Let's see what it's hitting for. Because the TikToks and stuff, right? Everybody's having the time of their lives. Everybody's tweeting. Everybody's, they said it had that summer camp vibe, and I was like, man, I don't want to see that. Like, I mean, that's cool that they're getting along or whatever, but like, where's the negativity? And then they brought it, bro. Like, I have not seen Skylar Diggins-Smith that animated since she was trying to fight Diana Taurasi. Like, I have not seen Ryan Howard that animated since she was trying to clap on the Liberty. Like, people were doing things that I have not seen before, and there was hate. And I think like Skylar knew in her bones that camera was going to be zoomed in on Jewel Lloyd. And
oh my God, this shit means something to me, man.
Cinema.
This shit means something.
I was walking around my room like Vince Carter, like,
come on.
Like, bro, that good stuff. Yeah. And it's like, we still have the 1v1 tournament to look. The Queens of the Court, bro.
That's every time.
This is night one. We still have more to look forward to. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm the first Unrivaled front runner. Let's go Lunar Owls. Let's do it. I'm a Lunar Owl. I'm down with the Lunar Owls. I'm down with the Lunar Owls. Turn my Lunar Owls up. What Skylar say? Hootie hoo. We up in here. I'm with it. Lunar Owls for life.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. Great days, but no need to shit on the W. Ain't nobody shitting on the W. But also get in the booth.
Who said that?
Nobody shitting on the W. Hold on.
Like, I feel like their content, they were probably trying. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's on them. I'm talking about what we saw tonight. We get off-season hoops, and it was fun. I have fun watching that. I have fun watching the rules. I'm glad they upgraded it from 3-second shot clocks to, just a couple more ticks. Yeah, because that could have been a little.
Throwing Alyssa Peely half-court shots.
Yeah, and it's just like, I feel like we had fun with the W too. Like, I don't. We like hoops.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily like. this was different in different ways that we will get into, but like none of this is shitting on the W. This is go get in the boot. Like this is raising the bar, like from across the board when it comes to the quality of play, when it comes to the quality of broadcast, when it comes to the quality of the arena, when it comes to the quality of your facility. Like we got a taste of everything, right? You couldn't have asked for much more from Unrivaled in a debut like this, where truly we didn't really know what the games were going to look like. Like, you know, we had seen the rules and everything, but like, we didn't know until we saw it, right? And this is, I mean, so much fun. Like the pacing, I was admittedly, like, I was nervous about the pacing, whether players were just going to get like just the conditioning of the players, like if they were like ready for like just a different style in that type of way, just because how different it is. I was worried about the shot clock, like not even the 3 seconds, but like I was worried about just people pulling up for three, and that was it. That was what I was worried about, and like people settling for threes in that way. I didn't like this. Felt like genuine, real hoops. And I couldn't be more pleased, frankly, leaving these first 2 games.
Hey, man, because this shows who's got the bag and who needs it. Who left the bag with the outfit and the tunnel fit, and who really got the bag on the court. Because you got all that space, and you got to do something with it. I'm not going to say, am I slandering yet? I'll save her, you know.
This is a little slander tease. Look,
but
we're going to be about hate.
There's an anonymous point guard that has some Bob Cousy type handles and was getting a little locked up. It wasn't in this last game, but it was in the one before. And I was like, sister, you got to come. Let's modify this dribble package. I was like, did she just stop and change directions?
Okay. Now she's moving with the D-pad instead of okay.
It's looking like Minecraft out there.
Anyways, we'll get into these games now. Off with Sean. You want to do the one that we just ended off, and then we'll get to. I feel like the first one was the real cinema. Let's start off with the one we just saw, and we'll work.
Yeah, because I'm gonna give them their props. It was a blowout, and I was like, oh, the first blowout in Unrivaled history, and then the rose petals watered. I can't say that. The roses, they fought. They started hooping.
After what Lisa Leslie was getting on the commentary.
Okay, I need the FCC to step in.
We gotta have a talk. Hold on.
I need the FCC to step in.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take us away from the games already, but we gotta talk about Lisa Leslie and the boom boom room, bro.
Look, I love my first off, don't say that on our broadcast. That's enough. Let that be the last time you say it. Because I don't think that's not proper context. And I love my legend, but like she's a devout Christian, so I don't even think we gotta stop. We gotta come with a new.
He said it so many times, and like she had like little variations on it and everything.
And then she started ramping up in the fourth of this game. I was just like, did you take some sort of challenge? Are you trying to meet a quota and quickly like? You know you have more games. You can space this out. You didn't have to use it all this game. I love my legend. I still like her on the broadcast. I just need. I need that to like relax a little.
Yeah, no,
a lot actually. I need that to relax a lot.
Yeah, I have another point to make about Lisa, but that'll be for the next game. Not nearly as bad or anything, but I'll say that for the next game. But let's dive into Vinyl versus Rose. I mean, the star of this game was Ryan Howard, who like in this type of game where like you gotta kind of guard 1v1, like we know Ryan has a bag. So like the ability to use that bag, and frankly, you're gonna play defense, you're gonna get exposed. Like those are the two options in Unrivaled, which I think is so fun in that way because nobody wants to get exposed. No one wants to end up on the socials. I have my phone out recording the TV at all times. No one wants to be on my account. So like,
Paul Pierce with it. We got two over here.
So like no one wants to be clipped. So in that way, like people were like the defense was legit throughout this entire time, and then the fourth quarter is especially like it really ramped up. Well, really the second half because the third quarter means so much to the fourth quarter. They I think the players just got more comfortable in general with the style of it by the second half. But Ryan Howard,
rim protector. I need to talk about that. You talking about defense, and we talking about Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard, rim protector. Like, she sealed the game with them blocks, and I hate it had to come against a favorite of mine. But she did that, and I was like, oh, like I said, like she got up for this, and I'm glad to see that. I don't know where the negativity came from. I don't know if she manufactured it. If you got to do that, look in the mirror and say, oh, she hate me. Okay, I hate her too. Let's do this. You do what you got to do. But like, no, Ryan Howard, rim protector, like that was clutch.
She damn near blocked it to an assist, like for the three. I was like, oh shit, damn! Like it damn near ended up being an assist. But yes, the 100%, the shot blocking in there at the end was pivotal in securing this, because Rose made a comeback. They were way down, and they were able to come back like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like they made a point as they entered the game that Vinyl is the youngest team in all this. So like, you know,
I don't want to hear that.
The comeback start. I mean, like everyone's kind of grown, you know. So like, it ain't that deep, I feel like. But to a point, like I was like, okay, who's gonna calm this game down when the comeback was really ramping up? And
Chelsea Gray.
Like Chelsea Gray for Rose, yeah. Like it was like they didn't really have that equivalent. Like, I'm so sorry to Jordan Canada.
Wait, who did you say was the youngest? The Rose?
No, Vinyl.
Oh, the Vinyl was
Chelsea Gray ain't gonna be on the youngest team, respectfully.
No, I thought it was like Chelsea's kind of balancing out Angel, so that makes like 27.
You got Ray, you got Ryan, you got ALIYAH, who are all, I think they were the only team with 3 players. I think was the stat that they used. So like,
okay, now I do want to hear that. I thought we were talking about the Rose, and I was like, that's not an excuse. I don't want to hear that. But no, the Vinyl are the youngest. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So they didn't have a Chelsea Gray to like calm this down. Once the comeback kind of started ramping up, I'm like, oh shit. Like, we know how Chelsea Gray gets in the fourth quarters. Kyle was heating up. Like, I was very interested in that, and they pulled through.
Hey, bro, because I was concerned that Chelsea, Brian and Enrique was about to start fighting over that joint like Will and Carlton. Because you know Enrique loved to get her shot off, dog.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect, but you know she likes a shot.
Yeah, 100%. And look, those shots were falling for Ryan. She went 6 of 12 from 3 today. Which
good gosh. God
33 points today from Ryan Howard of the 79. I mean, yeah, again, like a player like that feels built for this, because there's no help defense really in this at all. Like, there is no help side. Like, if you get blown by, it's wraps. That's 2.
Bro, no, I saw a double on one play, and I was like, yeah, I might not want to do that one again.
Double in this, like, there's not. Like, it is 3 islands at any time on the court.
I felt like that was probably like muscle memory. Like, oh, there's like, oh, trap. Like, no.
No, literally. So yeah, that was fantastic to see. Like, again, a player just being able to get into their bag, where, like, frankly, in 5v5 you just don't have the space to do this, or really the opportunity on like this in this many times in a row to really just like get into your bag. And Ryan was absolutely doing that. 17 from Diarca Hamby as well. Enrique with 10. Not the biggest game from ALIYAH Boston, who was kind of the player I put a preview article up today on nocastspacewbb.com, which you can find in the description below, so you can get all our print content and podcast content as well. Wink, wink. And my biggest thing that I was interested in from was ALIYAH. And look at this. Can y'all speak on the pacing? Let's talk about the pacing, because that's what I was interested in seeing from ALIYAH Boston, because we know, like, she looks like she's in incredible shape, and from the offseason work that she's done. And we know, like, the pacing was a big deal for the Fever this year, and kind of getting ABC squared kind of ramped up together in that way. Because the way Caitlin Clark is going to push the pace on any team that she's on, like, you kind of just have to be up for that. And we saw ALIYAH progressively get more and more comfortable with that over the kind of course of the season. And Unrivaled is like the perfect place to actively work on high intensity pace play. Obviously, it's a smaller court in that way. Not that this was like a bad performance from ALIYAH in any way where you're like worried about anything, I feel like. But I mean, some of the missed layups maybe, but like, again, I'm not tripping. What is Andrew doing?
What did he say?
No, cat space WBB, and the BB stands for boom boom room.
Block him.
And Greer says,
I don't care if I don't care. Block him.
Greer says, please pin Andrew's comment.
Okay, so we're gonna have to have a meeting because we're having conflicting views. I want him blocked. I'm sorry, that's still my vote. Get him out of here.
Yeah, first HR meeting for case. Hop on the Zoom.
No, okay, so about ALIYAH Boston, right?
Please go ahead, yeah.
Like, I just want people to be realistic. Like, she's not going to get league MVP, and I'm totally okay with that. ALIYAH has always been comfortable stepping out. We saw her hit the 3 to tie the game last season in her rookie year against the Liberty. They needed 40 from one of Stewie's 4 40-point games in that week MVP season to beat the little young Fever because ALIYAH Boston hit that 3 to send it into overtime, and Lexi Cole had her in hell. But I digress. We've seen ALIYAH be able to step out, play away from the basket, garden, do some guarding in space. And I made a tweet. She's going to get even more comfortable doing that. She's going to deepen her bag. We saw All-Star Weekend, bro. Bringing the ball up the court, setting the table so that CeCe could get the ball and then get it back to her. And that incredible play does not happen if ALIYAH's not comfortable bringing the ball down and operating in space. We're going to see it. She's here to deepen the bag. I'm fine with it. I'm not expecting, super gaudy numbers. We don't need all of that. We just need her to get, the reps in because she's going to get that triple-double this coming season. I'm manifesting it. We're coming. We're coming. Like, she's going to get that triple-double. So I'm not even nothing about anything ALIYAH is doing right now concerns me, worries me, none of that. I am just excited to see her just deep in the bag. That's it. Just deep in the bag because we coming. Yeah. This might be a recruiting trip. I don't know. ALIYAH, spread the word about the new facility and let's get it. Let's get it.
No, I actually have a video in the works about how UNRIVALED is completely changing WNBA free agency. So I'll be on the next couple weeks or so. But look, another player that I feel like is in a very similar boat to ALIYAH Boston is Angel Reese in that way of like just you're here to really deepen the bag. Like to me, I know a lot of what I want to see from Angel in Unrivaled is kind of more of the big guard type stuff that we saw from Maryland a little bit and just reintroducing that part of her game to her bag in that way because she goes to LSU and like by no means is the way that she's become a dominant big a bad thing. You want to add to that. And especially when you're playing alongside Camilla Cardoso and seeing how can you space the floor a little bit, even if it's barely outside the paint, or if you're taking it off the dribble in that way. I didn't feel like we saw like a ton of that in this very game, but that is the thing that I'm going to be looking for with Angel in a very similar way to ALIYAH, where I'm like, I'm not even really worried about, and not sure she didn't even have a bad game. She ended up with 10 points and 14 rebounds. So like she's still doing Angel Reese things in the way that she knows how to do them. But I also know that she knows how to do the big guard stuff, which we saw in Maryland. So I'm hoping to kind of see that reintroduced.
I feel like there's more pressure on her to develop though, because it's like they need her to do that. Like they need ALIYAH to be ALIYAH. So this is all like bonus stuff because she's already, she's already got it. She showed at the end of the season like she's here. But Angel, that rookie year, like they were trying to figure stuff out, and she doesn't have the luxury of picking up where she left off.
Yep.
So it's like they're going to need her to do more, and she's kind of got to like adjust in a hurry. So I think like this, I don't want to say it like matters more, but it's just like this is big, and again, coming out of a rookie season to be able to play against the same competition that you're going to be seeing, this upcoming season. Like this is really big for her and her development. So I'm excited to see what she can do, and as she gets those moves and deepens her bag too. What I really love, ALIYAH, like right there with the hand on the face.
Yeah.
I need that on BG. I need that on JJ. I need that on AT. I need that on everybody. And then I need her to look at them like what? Wait, like I need the dog to come out. So if they could like, instead of a jersey swap, like tribute swap, give her a little dog, give her a little bag. Like,
yeah,
Even Steven.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I could work with both of that. For Rose, I think kind of going forward as a team, just as a whole, it felt like they just started off slow, like even just from like a pace perspective, like they were like really into it, like from just the unrivaled pace of play. And when you have Ka and Brittany Sykes on your team, you can go hella fast. And I don't really feel like they really picked up the pace in that way. But they kind of started to throughout the game, which led to their comeback partially. So I think a little bit of this loss for Rose Basketball Club, which is I got to get used to these names, dude. But for Rose is that it was just a different style. And once they kind of acclimated to that just more and more throughout the game, it looked better. Obviously, it wasn't enough, and it became too late. But I'm not too worried about them from that perspective. Any kind of final thoughts on this game before we move into what was
the premiere?
The like any final thoughts?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about the Miss and the Lunar Owls. Okay.
Lunar Owls.
So let me tell you right now. I mentioned I was gonna bring up Lisa Leslie again. Okay. This is where it happened. Okay. So let me take you back in. Let me pick the window open just a little bit in our chat. Okay. So we see this, right? And we're thinking, okay, Stewie and Fee, right? Let's go. Finals rematch. And then those starting lineup pops up. And we collectively go, oh shit, it's Jewel versus Skyler. Like, I don't think any of us really truly processed that, like, we were getting Jewel versus Skyler in this. So immediately, I'm so sorry to the WNBA finals. We all start immediately watching Skyler versus Jewel. And Skyler picks her up first play. And so, it kind of keeps going a little bit. It goes. And then I forget who scored on who or what it was. But Lisa Leslie on commentary goes, I don't know if y'all know, but they're former teammates and they got some beef. Like, it's like, not word for word, not verbatim. But she just completely aired it out. Completely. And my jaw dropped. I was like,
yes.
And then I swear to God,
yes.
How they knew. But it turned up from there. Starting off with that Jewel Lloyd block. That Jewel Lloyd block on Skyler was wicked. That was disgusting in that way. And then the get back from Skyler at the end with the dagger and her just talking her talk. Oh my God. From Shawnee, you are the professional hater. You are the guide to hating women's basketball as a game that was purely fueled off of real hate, real hoop. I need your takeaways on what we saw from Jewel and Skyler today.
My heart was beating so fast. It was just like, I can't do that on air, but like, it felt like it was right in the veins. It was right in the veins. And the blocks, the stare downs, there were, you could feel it. It was palpable. The hate, the negativity was in the air. And I'm just in there. I felt like Joakim Noah. I felt like I was just like it was incredible to watch. And then the fact that we got a glimpse into it, because that's what like the W was missing, storylines. It's okay. And I've been saying this for so long. It's okay to have hate in your story. Like, again, because like Atlanta versus the Liberty.
Yep.
And the whole like July 28th, July 27th. When the Dream and the Liberty had their beef, and then the next game was on July 27th, and then the Liberty win, and then they lose on July 28th to the Lynx, and the Lynx, like, they had the opportunity to do something great, but they said that's not our drama. But like stuff like that, like, it's okay to hype some stuff up. Hey, there's some things going on here that you should know, and it's hateful. Let's lock in. Let's observe. Let's instigate.
Yeah.
Because then after Word to Miles, he posted the picture.
They had the chance.
They got the same people, two people. One from.
Hold on. I keep explaining it. I'll pull it up, but keep going.
The way their press conferences are set up is the most chaotic thing I've ever seen since Lisa Bluter came running in about Big Ten protocol. Like, I have not seen people that close ever. And it's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Because, like, now you got to sit next to the person that just beat you.
Bro.
It was, pull it up. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro, Could you imagine? I completely think they did the right thing. But
however,
all right, I'm getting this dude out of here. Later.
However,
but
they could have did the writer thing. I'm sorry. They could. I get it. You want to keep it cute for your debut. You don't want to go full mess. And it hurts my heart because we're not going to get this moment back. We're never going to have the first game where Skylar Diggins-Smith hit a 3 to beat Jewel Lloyd. Like, it can get better, maybe. Maybe the rematch. There's a rematch down the road. Maybe the one-on-one game.
That is exactly what I was about to bring up, Shawnee. Because the storylines that we're already building to in this 1v1 tournament, man, it's
write it down. I might have to, man. Look, man, whew.
This shit means something to me, man. I genuinely I did not know what to expect from Unrivaled. Was I excited to see it? Yes. I didn't really have expectation in any sort of way, one way or the other. I was going as open-minded as I possibly could. I mean,
see, and I didn't have expectations, and I wasn't that excited, which led me to not be that excited because I was just like, I don't know what's going on, so let's just see what it is. And then the opening 2 minutes, I'm watching 6 people run full court. I was like, oh,
yeah,
they're serious. Because my brother was texting me, and I was like, hey, they got something right here. He was like, yeah, I like this. And so we're just the energy. You got to move. Yeah. So you can't stand around. You can't hide on defense. You can't hide on offense. You can't hide anywhere. We see you. You will be exposed, and I like that.
Yeah.
And then people were doing the exposing. I like that too.
Yeah.
So and Stewie and Fee, they did their big one with the scheduling because that was the perfect game to start off with because you had both teams playing the style that you want to see throughout this the course of this season. Stewie reverted back to 2023 finals, Stewie, but hey.
I was about to say, I'm surprised you haven't brought it up. 6 points, 14 rebounds, but 2 of 6 shooting. I was surprised you hadn't brought it up.
2 of 6?
2 of 6 shooting.
That's not true. She missed 4 on one play. That's not true. No,
I'm looking at the Unrivaled box score right here.
Oh, they cooking the books over there. They are cooking the books.
Shout out
That's
there.
wicked.
Covered. February 8th. Circle.
February 8th.
We'll be here. We'll be here. Yeah. we'll be here. We'll see y'all then for sure. 2 of 6. Hey, you brought up people were doing the cooking. You know who was doing some cooking? Was Rakia Jackson. That run that she went on, I think it was the third quarter, just bucket after bucket after bucket. She ends with 15 and 5 of 12 in total, but that run specifically was wicked. And she was one of the players coming into this where I was kind of similar to what the thought process with Ryan as well, was just you give her space, she can shoot over so many players, and the mid range is so nasty. Rakia can hoop in this, and that's not even getting into her ability to get to the rim and things like that. So I love what I saw from her. I thought ALIYAH Edwards was in a little bit more limited role, but ALIYAH Edwards, Greer, I'm already ahead of you. See, she's already thinking I'm not going to give UConn props. I got you, Greer.
Nah, she heard me talking about Stewie and was like, someone has to fight back.
Yeah, someone's got to. Don't worry, Greer. All right, I got you. We're gonna move over to Lunar Owls as well, but I did want to give both kind of the rookies their props in this because they looked like they completely belonged. Not that I was really surprised by that, but they did, both of them did their thing. 15 for Rakia, 10 for ALIYAH with 8 rebounds as well. Both of them did their thing.
And they're 2 more people that kind of need this, they are going to be counted on their respective teams for the moving forward of their respective teams. So it's this is good. This is good stuff. People are coming back next season, and it's going to get wicked. I love it.
Yeah. No, I am completely with those are the type of players I'm looking at. I was like, okay, what are we seeing here? It might not even formulate fully in Unrivaled, but when we get to the summertime, what are we seeing that between those. Like again, we might not even know until it happens in the W season, but like things are happening in Unrivaled that are going to carry over. For Lunar Owls, Fee absolutely did her thing. Look, 27 points, 8 of 13, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Look,
she riding that championship high. That's what happens, man. When you win a title, you feel good. You come in and you walk around like you own the place because, like, somebody's got to dethrone her.
It's so wicked. I'm not gonna lie. When she fouled Stewie, like in like the third quarter, I got like the PTSD flashback to a different whistle.
Because Stewie got she got away with a push in the back. She's pushed Skylar out of bounds. I remember that. And then there was another foul that she got, and I was like, oh yeah, they know who writes the checks because that was not.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones like, hey, remember who I am.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. And Sophie did her thing. I mean, we kind of talked about Skylar, but I mean, she was fantastic. Like her, her and Jewel were both. Jewel was with 30 points as well. Like outside of just like the moments of like one-on-one, like they were cooking everybody. Like nobody was safe from either of them throughout this entire game, which was so good. It was so good. I think one of the most underrated parts of the game, Alicia Gray. Like when they did the review and Skylar starts twirling her finger and Alicia Gray is already doing it as well. Like it's contagious. We've got our first unrivaled finger twirl from Skylar and it's contagious. The entire team is already doing it. So that's something to monitor for me. Because that's team chemistry. Right there. It's like the unrivaled equivalent to me of Vic Schaefer taking his jacket off. Like when does that happen? Like, because we know it's gonna happen, but when? So glad to see that. At least she was hooping today as well. Really, everyone on Lunar Owls. Like honestly, Shakira Austin was the only one that wasn't in double figures. Obviously, they only have 5 players as well. With Cameron Brink still out, which doesn't make sense to me why they have to have 6 players while we just saw Natisha Heidemann be a hardship contract essentially for Marina Maybrin.
We spot all of y'all a player. Like, Looney Owls, we don't need 6. We do it with 5. Yeah. Like it is what it is. 5 against the world.
Hey, could you imagine if this team was already filled with hate in this way, and you could have added Cameron Brink to that?
That would have been lovely.
We heard, like, if you've been watching for a minute with no cast space, Cameron Brink is a trash talker as well. So
speaking of Cameron Brink, they about to sign Liz Cambage to a hardship contract.
Okay.
But okay. That's Liz Cambage's music.
Okay. Anywho, one thing that we haven't touched on, just in general, is the fourth quarter, and the way that this is designed. Right, no commercials. You play to essentially like whoever is leading. You add 11 to that, and you go to that point margin.
Okay, that's the formula.
Yeah, I didn't. Honestly, I'm not sure I even realized this was exactly the thing going into this until it happened. But this allows for so many moments in the fourth quarter going forward. We got one with Skylar tonight, but just like the opportunity for daggers, for game winners. Like, obviously, this is kind of a formula that we've seen from All-Star games coming over. But like doing it in this way is incredibly unique. And I didn't know what to think of it going into it, but I'm not going to lie. After seeing the Skylar 3 and knowing that there is a possibility for that, and even the second game where we see Rose kind of make that comeback, and it's like, oh, okay, like, this isn't a clock thing. This is a point thing. So as they continue to go on this run, it gets your nerves going a little bit. So what are your thoughts on that? Instead of going from a clock perspective, you're going from a score perspective.
I love that because then it's like we don't have to sit there and clock watch if it's a blowout or something, and like it makes it matter more. If we had 11 is everybody knows you playground basketball, cul-de-sac basketball, like up to 11, like that's intense. That's real hoops. We're taking it back to our roots. We're preserving recipes, and I love that. I think no commercials is the biggest flex though, because you usually have to pay for premium content to get no commercials, and they said, nah, we got it. We'll pick up the tab. We're paying for it. So, hey man, Real Hoops is back,
bro. I'm saying, like, I genuinely, like, this feels like the most real hoops mindset of a, like, it doesn't, this feels like basketball fans made this, like, when I'm watching the broadcast. Like, that is the vibe I'm getting off in that way. Like, it just, there was more basketball on my screen during a basketball game than I've seen in a very long time. And that is a good thing, apparently. Apparently it's more fun when we get to watch basketball continuously as opposed to, you know, commercial breaks, media timeouts, reviews, more timeouts, coaches challenges, another timeout. Crazy how that works. We want to just watch hoops, and the hoops were brought today. Like, oh my, I mean, I got no complaints. Like, truly, like, again, didn't know what to expect, didn't have expectations. I am leaving here ready for tomorrow and what those games bring tomorrow. I am incredibly excited. As we kind of close here, any general closing thoughts on what was a exciting debut doubleheader from Unrivaled?
Go Birds! Lunar Owls versus the world.
There you go. Oh, we can touch on this real quick. Thoughts on the coaches coaching? I think they were figuring it out too, to be honest. Like, none of those huddles really felt like, we're gonna do this. You know, like, it felt like everyone was kind of figuring it out. So
I needed the Haley Van Lith confused.
Yeah, some of those huddles, I was
what?
I didn't really know what was going on. Like, I don't know. TBD on coaching, if it's an issue or if it's just, I don't know. It was weird, and everyone felt like they were still figuring everything out, which is fine. Admittedly, like, that's okay. Like, you've I don't know how many times they've gotten scrimmages or anything like that. Like, I know that they have been scrimmaging, but yeah, some of those huddles did not seem very locked in or clear. I don't know exactly the word I'm looking for with it, but yeah, no. I wasn't feeling them directly. But I think that's gonna do it for this doubleheader. I'm tired. Like, that was like, those games were intense. Those games were fast. Like, that was fun, man. Again, can't wait to do this tomorrow.
Lunar Owls to the title game. Turn us up.
There you go.
Turn us up.
You got your
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Look, I can rock with a good Go Birds. Look, thank y'all for tapping in. This is one of our highest live view counts that we've had, I think, in a stream. So thank y'all so much. Make sure you guys subscribe here on No Cap Space so you don't miss out on anything. The plan is to be live again tomorrow. The plan is likely to be live on Sunday as well, I think, to recap the college weekend. Sean, I know this is news to you, but
breaking. More at 11.
Somebody will be here. Somebody will be here. So make sure you guys stay tapped in here on the YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when we go live. We drop videos all the time throughout the week as well, outside of the lives. And also, nocapspacewbb.com in the description below. Don't miss out on any print content that we have going out. We had a preview for Unrivaled today that came out specifically on nocapspacewbb.com. Find that in the description below. Find the home field link in the description below. Get yourself ready because March Madness is on the way. I know we're excited about it. You should be excited about it. Go get yourself right for it. And we will see y'all here very, very soon, likely tomorrow for another Unrivaled stream. But that's why you got to subscribe so you can know when we go live. We'll see y'all next time.